Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you a quick and easy DIY just in time for the holidays. So you're gonna start with a little, cone shaped like a Christmas tree, styrofoam. The bigger they are, the more expensive they are. This one I believe was about $6 and I got it from Joann Fabrics, so I had a 50% off coupon. Wasn't bad at all. This is about the medium height. They've got some that are bigger, and then they have a couple packs of tiny baby ones. This is your first material. You're also gonna need a couple pins, at least two different strings of ribbon. You can get 3, 4, whatever you want. This is probably the thing I had the hardest time with, was picking out ribbon that I really liked. Didn't want it to be too simple. First I had like some white with the gold, but I wanted, something Christmassy that kind of pops, so you can have fun picking out different colors. I find it best if you use two that are the same size and make them thicker. If they're thin, this is just gonna take you a really long time and a whole lot of ribbon, but up to you. And the last thing you'll need is some scissors. So now that everything's opened up, you're gonna decide how long you want the edges of your tree to be. So what we're pretty much doing is taking these two ribbons, alternating them, creating a little ribbon effect. It's gonna go all the way down. So you can decide how long you want yours to be, but cut all of your ribbon to the same length. That's gonna be the first step. If you want it longer, you're only gonna have like 3 rows maybe on this cone. So I suggest going just a little shorter based on the size of the cone, what style you're going for. Just gonna line it up so that everything's the same length. Kind of find your spot and you can just go with it. Like I said, my scissors are a little dull, so there we go. So I was being stubborn and sticking with my cute little, normal scissors, yay Target. If you have fabric scissors, go with it. It's so much easier, so much faster. All right, full of sparkles everywhere. I didn't quite cut up all the ribbon, but I think I've got a good chunk to where I can at least get started. That part's a little time consuming. Here's the next part. I've got my 2 colors. Like I said before, you can have 3, 4, really whatever you want. Okay, so we've got our piece of fabric. You're just gonna fold it over in half and we're gonna pin it up this way so it kind of has that ruffle. This is gonna be like the little, divot in our Christmas tree. So I'm gonna at least try to get one side done and I can go back and do the other one later so you can get the full effect. That's really all there is to it. And we're just gonna keep going. Bottom layer goes all along the bottom. Got our sparkles on top and you just keep going. So when you're moving on to your next layer, when you wrap it, you wanna make sure you're coming down a little low. So I wouldn't come up here, I'd come down to where the ruffles are, have them meet there. The tighter you get, obviously the more rows you're gonna have to do, but if you give it a little room, you can. And then you're gonna have to throw a couple extra little pins in there every now and then if you can see the white through, if you can see the styrofoam through your little creases. So just keep it in mind. So now that I've pretty much filled out my whole tree, there are a couple things that I've noticed that I figured I would share with you. So first of all, the strips towards the bottom, they worked out perfectly the way I had them cut, but the higher up towards the top I realized I started cutting them a little smaller. So your larger strips should go at the bottom, the higher up you go. They get a little smaller, not too much. Word of wisdom that I've learned. Now that I have this tree pretty much filled, I think I'm gonna go in and look for little gaps and add a couple extra strips here and there to just give it a little more life. Now that I've filled in all the little gaps I can find, just go around, kind of floof them up, double check everything. I love the personality that these have. Every single one is gonna be different even if you use the same fabric. It didn't use nearly as much ribbon as I thought it would, so in the future if you want yours to look a little bit different, you can move all the ribbon a little bit closer. You'll fit a couple more rows in there, but I'm really happy with this one. I like that it looks kind of like fat and cute. The next part would be the top. So you don't want it to look like that, obviously that's not very pretty. So you can just kind of mess with your ribbon and make your own top, or a lot of people will find a star or a pine cone and you can glue whatever you want to the top to kind of have a little tree topper. So that's totally up to you. I'm gonna mess with a couple things and I'll make sure to let you know what it looks like. Finally figured out exactly what I wanted to do at the top of my tree. I cut up super tiny strips of my gold, about this big, folded them over and just kind of finished off a little top piece, and then I took scraps from my gold and my little printed pattern. All I'm doing is kind of bunching them up a little bit, adding them to the top, and putting a couple pins in there to make sure they stay in place. Like I said, there's so many different things you can do at the top and the whole tree, honestly. I mean, some people have done it with really, really tiny ribbon. It's all up to you. The bigger the ribbon, the less amount of time it's gonna take, and the smaller, the more intricate. But I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. It's a nice, simple, easy piece of decor for the holidays. It's great for all ages, and it makes a wonderful homemade gift. If you happen to make one of your own, please share it with me on Instagram. My name's down below. Feel free to tag me. I would love to see what you've come up with. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.